Sam Gawith Spring Time Flake. I've only smoked one pipe out of this, and then I immediately jarred it up. And this was several years ago, but it's been on my desk for like a month now. And I really disliked it when I tried it, but um, at the time, and I'm glad I had this a frame of mind, this mindset. Um, I'm not going to throw out 2 ounces of tobacco because I didn't like the first pipe out of it, and it was an old tin actually. But either way, I jarred it up rather than. I mean, I'm not going to throw it away. I figured maybe it'll be better and later on down the road. Anyway, I've got kind of a wild hair right now, so I was thinking, wild hair going on, so I figured I'd pop it open and take a gander at the flakes and then try some out and share some thoughts with you guys on it. Ooh, some serious vacuumage on that one. Yeah, I remember it being kind of dry too. That actually kind of reminds me of a cabbie mixture. Really, figs, dates, that it's that sweet fermented fruit scent almost. I want to say this is already. I feel like it's better than it was. I don't think I was getting those fruit notes off of it the first jump, the first go round. Man, I like that chocolate. Chocolate and nuts. Like nutty, chocolatey, fruity. It almost reminds me of like trail mix, how trail mix tastes. You know what I mean? How it's got a little bit of that savoriness to it, as well as the M&Ms. You got that chocolatiness. You got the peanuts, and you got the raisins. Bam! I didn't even occur to me that it touches all those bases. It just sorry about that. It just popped into mind as as a good that's what the smell reminds me of. I'm getting the trail mix vibes. Like I've opened up a bag of trail mix and this is what I got from it. Really killer though. Fantastic tin note. And it's been quite a few years now. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull some out. And it's like a perfect dampness, and I remember it being rather dry compared to some other tobaccos I've had from Gawith, fresh out of the tin. It looks fantastic, actually. I didn't even realize it, but these tins are quilted. I think they call them quilted jars, or these jars are called quilted jars, and they're they have like a weird design on the glass, so it's kind of hard to see inside of it. But man, that has just a fantastic aroma there. Fantastic. And I'm gonna go ahead and just. This is typically what I do. I'll fold it up and then just kind of do I'll kind of do this into the bowl, so it as it falls in there, it's decompressed, namely. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to check what's going on with this blend, and to see if it's worth a damned, as I had hoped years ago, because it wasn't worth a damned years ago, as I said before. So we'll see how she goes. Maybe it'll be worth a shit. Maybe it won't. and it's also spring. I remember this gave me gnarly tongue bite. It was a very fickle and difficult blend to enjoy because it had such an intense bite to it. Off the bat, I would say it still has. It seems like it tastes as though it's cooled down a little bit. It's not as bitey. I mean, it's there though in the back. I mean, I can tell if I went, if it was wet or something, it would probably tear my roof of my mouth up. Mm. That's a really good Virginia, actually. I mean, I do think that this one has some perique in it. I think that's where the dates and the fermented fruit aroma comes from. Mm. Score. That I mean, it's so far it's come out really nice. This kind of reminds me of some of the more my more preferred Virginia blends, like maybe Dunhill Flake. Um, Although this was like a seasonal thing. It's not something that you're likely to ever run across. Which I mean, oh well. What's crazy, the darn tin was it was the tin had a patina of age on it before it ever got opened. I mean, it had some years on it. Mm. Super, super flavorful and like a sweet flavor. It's got a sweet earthiness to it. Mm. That's given me some. Uh, it's very high. It's got a very high end Virginia flavor to it. High end. I mean, wow. Yeah, this is not nearly. This isn't bad at all. This is this. I'm glad that I put it away because I've got that whole jar full. It wasn't just taking up space stupidly. Mm. Man, this is most excellent. Most excellent. If you ever get a chance to try the Gawith and Hogar or the Samuel Gawith Springtime Flake, and really, Sam Gawith, they make a lot of blends that I haven't tried yet that I need to get on. But I don't really think like there's got to be a couple in there that you're gonna really enjoy. Uh, I've found that they have almost. I've never tried Fire Dance or Kindle Cream, but you know their main deal, their stalwarts that they've been making for who knows how long are killer. Full Virginia Flake, Navy Flake, all that stuff. But I do want to try the burnt ends because it's kind of a play off of how we do brisket here in America. I know here in Florida or in Orlando there's a barbecue place called Four Rivers. There's a few of them in town, locally owned, and that's like one of their signature meals is burnt ends. You can get a burnt ends sandwich, and it's the they cut off or burnt tips or burnt ends. They cut off the tips on either end of the brisket, where it thins out. Ooh, that stuff is good. So good, man. I mean, and it's so good. Like even the fat off on these briskets is like butter, man. When you bite into it, you don't go like ugh, you don't get a gag, or you don't get any. There's no reflex. You don't get that reflex to ooh. It's where you want to spit it out, get it out of your mouth. No, it's like creamy butter. Nay, like a creamy, savory jello almost, and it's just excellent. It goes perfectly with the rest of the meat, and it's been cooked for so long that there is no more all the little connective tissue and holding tissue. That's all broken down. The little bits of connective tissue, they've all been broken down from a slow heat, a slow barbecuing, and they're to die for. They're to die for. So their brisket is. I mean, if you ever come to Orlando, you got to try Four Rivers. Four Rivers Smokehouse. They're amazing. There's one near UCF. The original. I remember when it opened, it was just like a little, almost like a taco stand. It was so tiny, man. Within a couple weeks, all of a sudden, I kid you not, there were lines down the block. It was on a main road, but there was a neighborhood, right? It was like there's storefronts along the side of the main road, but behind those stores were neighborhoods. Man, we were parking blocks back into this neighborhood and having to walk up. It was intense. It was intense, but it was awesome. I mean, and it still is, but it was like a really small boutique place, and they really went out of their way to do like real good, real Southern barbecue, and where they offer like awesome desserts, really, really high quality desserts, bottled sodas if you want. They also had, a killer fountain selection, all kinds of different things in like a cooler, because you ordered off a menu like a cafe, and then they didn't even have an indoor a dining area. It was an outdoor kind of picnic table style under a roof. And I remember the first time that I went there on my own, a lady right next to me. It was wild. And I was standing in line, and I'm looking at these meals. I think I was like 20 or 21. I don't know how old I was. I was quite young. But I'm standing in line, and I'm looking up. I had got a wild hair, and I was like, I'm going to have Four Rivers today for lunch. And I'm looking at this menu. Oh, man, they're like $15 meals. And I was broke as a... Oh, man, I was terribly broke, guys. Terribly broke. And I'm thinking, damn, what the hell am I doing in this line right now? I cannot afford this. And out of nowhere, there's a lady behind me, or next to me, behind me in line. And I'm chit-chatting with her. And I order my meal, my burn ends, my mac and cheese. I think it was mac and cheese. And I order my meal. It's like $20. And all of a sudden, the guy in front of me starts paying for. He's like, "Yeah, I got that one too." I'm like, "What? Like, whoa! That one's mine, dude. Like, that's mine, man. Like, you're paying for the wrong one." And the lady that I was just talking to, she's like, "No, honey, we got it." And I'm like, "Huh? We?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my that was her husband, and they were just." First of all, that was very, how conscientious and nice is that to not, just coalesce at one spot in the line. Like, they met for lunch. The whole family, there was like the son and the daughter were there, and they were all in different parts of the line, and he was paying for, they were separated, but he was getting all the meals. And she somehow motioned or gestured to him to pay for my meal. And I swear, I was like, gobs. I was like, what? Because I swear I was looking at that menu and I was thinking, damn, I cannot afford this. What in the hell am I doing here? And yeah, the lady hooked it up, man, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man, thank you so much. I ended up having lunch with them and chit chatting with them. It was a great lunch, fantastic, fantastic. I'm honestly, it was awesome to go. It was my first time going there by myself, I think. But anyway, yeah, this blend, I'm quite surprised, quite impressed that this Sam Gawith Springtime Flake is actually as good as it is. Woo. It's definitely one that I will have to that I will be smoking on a regular, especially the spring. It's not cloying. It's very, like I said, Dunhill Flake. Very any time of day kind of a smoke, I would say. Very good. Smoking it out of my Meerschaum, my African Meerschaum Peterson. Anyway, I'll go ahead and cut you guys loose. Let y'all get about your day and whatnot. Hope it's going swell. And until next time.